Good evening, good morning, good afternoon once again. Welcome along to United Kingdom Talk. And our very, very special guest today, as promised on the last show, there is never, ever any expense spared on this programme, darlings, because we are going live by satellite, by expensive Skype satellite, over to New York, and someone we haven't spoken to for months and months and months, possibly even longer than that on this programme, and that is Suko in New York. Good evening, Suko.
Yes, and my appearance fees are very high, too.
Your appearance fees?
My appearance fees.
What do you mean appearance fees?
I hope you have a big budget, because I'm probably the biggest star you've had on the show.
Well, I don't know about that, my dear. What microphone have you got there? You're popping away. You got purr like that all the time.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have to...
Well, it's not very professional. If we're going to pay these enormous fees, dear, you know, you want to have professional equipment. Mind you, I'm one to talk. Shall I tell you what? Suko, you can't see me, but obviously, you know, the show's on the video as well. I've noticed that when I do the show from the studio, since I changed to the new camera, everything's fantastic about the new camera, except if it's a bit dark in here, it's not as good. And I noticed my face was dark. So what I've got is literally sitting on the floor, 2 light bulbs, and they are on. And they are on the floor, and I'm on the seat, and the camera's above that. But I'm concerned, and I won't know. I won't know until I've finished. You know how they light horror films?
Yeah.
Do you?
Or when you tell a scary story at camp, you hold the flashlight under your...
You put the flashlight under your chin, and I have a dreadful feeling that's how it's looking.
Not that it looks any different any other day.
Sorry, I was doing the scary sound type thing then, you know what I mean?
Oh, of course, You sounded just like Lon Chaney.
Are you into horror films, Suko?
I can't say that I am, no.
Oh, you're not at all?
I'm into musical theater and Snow Patrol.
Oh, I thought... Oh, Snow Patrol. Oh, no, not keen on those. A little bit too rocky for me.
Don't say that.
No, a little bit...
I am obsessed with them.
They're only a group. They just make records, dear. It's nothing special, is it?
Oh, Gary Lightbody's lyrics are to die for.
Do you not like dance music, then?
Oh, I do. I'm a dancer. Of course I do.
Well, I should hope so as well. Stuff like... you like, of course, the great Justin Timberlake?
Yeah, I do like some of his stuff. In fact... that last album I loved.
Do you think with a little bit of tuition and education, I could possibly be in a boy band with Justin Timberlake as the lead singer?
I hate to burst your bubble.
No?
Maybe you could manage one.
Oh, I'm disappointed. I'm a little bit disappointed, Suko. Now, you are going... on a little bit on the microphone.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what that is. Do you usually have this when you're on the other show?
No, because I use a headset, but I'm using a different speaker because...
Is it is it one of those long white microphones?
No, it's a little... I hate to tell you what it looks like. It's a little phallic.
Best not to. Best not to. It is making a lot of noise on there.
I'm sorry. Is it getting any better?
It's when... Are you very close to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the dilemma is if you move it away from your mouth, that noise will probably stop. However, try and move it away a little bit.
How's this?
Now you sound like you're on the other side of the room.
Okay. Well, now I'm closer again.
I don't think we're going to win with this, are we?
I don't know. I hope
no, I don't. I can't. It's annoying. It's not annoying to me, but it's going to be annoying to people who are listening. Unfortunately, do you want to do this another time?
Well, you want me to change to the other headset?
Oh, can you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
I think you might have to call me back.
Okay, I'll do that. How long do you want?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. I shall call you back in 2 minutes, Suko.
Okay.
All right, my darling. Mwah. There we are. We will get Suko back. I've got to Just a second now. There we are. I'm going to make a couple of adjustments there. Yeah, sorry about that. We're hoping to speak to Suko in New York, but it was you could hear what was going on with the microphone there, and we couldn't have done an hour like that. I was hoping to talk to Suko for an hour. There we are. Anyway, a warm welcome along to you. My name's Chris Reardon. This is United Kingdom Talk, 3 times a week talk show. As always, you can email into the show. And I have to say, the emails have gone a little bit quiet the last couple of weeks. It's probably my fault for making you wait to hear your emails coming up. Because, as you know, we did have sort of what would be the word? A glut. Yes, a glut. We had a glut of emails, which was fantastic. But I couldn't keep up with it all. And now, nothing. I mean, you're sending these emails in like buses, aren't you? 1 minute, there's none. And then suddenly, there's 200 all at the same time. So there is now room for more emails. Don't be shy. The email address of the show is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. As you heard me telling Suko there, I've actually put a couple of light bulbs literally on the floor because it's a bit dark today. Once again, the weather's turned. It must be at least 10 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. The weather's going up and down like a blooming yo-yo here. I tell you. I mean, all my tomato plants will close up if it gets any colder. It's shocking. It really is. We shouldn't have this in Royal Berkshire, I'm telling you that now. We should have constant summer, sunny weather like we all love. It's a liberty, that's what it's like. A liberty. Anyway, so it's a bit cold this morning. In fact, when I went to my breakfast cupboard, I nearly got the porridge out again. Yes! Oh, I do like porridge. But I didn't. I had my usual breakfast of a large bowl of fruit, which today was strawberries, blueberries and banana, covered in a sprinkling of bran flakes and some milk. And then I came up here, did a bit of work and waited for Suko, who was late. She's not with us at the moment, so she won't hear this. She won't hear this until she listens back to the show. Okay? So I can... So she won't be able to reply to this. But she was... Can you believe she was late? 15 minutes late, dear. And then when she did come online, she had to make a cup of tea before she came on. I mean, 1 o'clock's 1 o'clock in my mind, dear. That's the time we're recording this show. 1 o'clock. I mean, Shirley Bassey doesn't make you wait before she comes on the stage, does she? Eh? You know, when you switch on the news on the television for 9 o'clock news, it doesn't come on at 9:10 or 9:15 or somewhere around 9 o'clock. It comes on at 9 o'clock. I've been left to wait. I was waiting here, twiddling my little thumbs. I was twiddling my thumbs. It's a liberty, isn't it? So please, boys and girls, if I ever request you to have a little bit of a chat on the phone or on the Skype, please be on time, dear. Please be on time. Please be reliable. Another person who isn't reliable, is Mr. James Dean. Oh, yes. Oh, that one is shocking. He is supposed to assist me on a Wednesday night doing a live radio show for someone. And can you believe, 2 weeks ago, he didn't turn up. The next day I rang, hello, and he was speaking to me, okay, as if nothing had happened, as if he wasn't aware of the situation. And I said, what happened to you last night? And he goes, oh my God, it was Wednesday, wasn't it? I said, yes, it was Wednesday. Well spotted. I forgot. I mean, story of my life. I forgot. Not fair, is it? Can you believe this? I had a date a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I know. The occurrences are very rare now, I'm afraid. But nevertheless, I had a date. The day before, text message. You all right for tomorrow? I text back. Yes. Great. On the day, due to meet at about 10 o'clock at night, got a text at 5 o'clock. I'm really sorry, forgot that I'm going to the cinema to see Star Trek with my mates. Do you know how many times that's happened to me over the years? It's time and time again. Please, if you want a date, for Christ's sake, stick to it. Oh, it's not fair. Does anyone else have this problem? Is it only me? Is it me? Is it me that's having this problem all the time? It's not fair. People not turning up for dates and cancelling always cancel at the last minute. What's the point? What is the point in carrying on? I think I should commit suicide live here in front of you on United Kingdom Talk. Would that bring the viewing figures up? That's the question. Eh? Who's watching via Facebook? I'm interested to know that. Because on Facebook, and if you want to add me on there, please feel free to do so. Chris Reardon London. Or you want to add me as Chris Reardon London. Have a little look at there. I'm usually lucky enough to come at the top of the list. Okay, add me as a friend. But do you watch this programme or listen to this programme because you've seen the little status at the top of Facebook, or you've seen the slide video? I'd be interested, because otherwise, I'm interested to know that, because is it worth me doing? Because it does take quite a long time to put all these things together, to do the status and all that every morning whenever there's a new show out. Are you watching the show because you saw it as a status or something to do with Facebook? If so, please let me know. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Right, well, try and get we're going to try and get Suko back up online now. Hopefully she's managed to change her microphone over. And fingers crossed. I'm waiting for something to happen now. Keep cool, keep cool. It says call to Suko on my computer. 1 minute. Nothing happening. Is she going to answer? Or is she off tending to something? I don't know. No, nothing happening. We'll wait for her to come in. Shall we wait for her to come in? I've got nothing else prepared today. Usually I've got a list of things written in front of me. I mean, there's a few bits in front of me. I don't know. Oh, dear. This is not happening today, is it? Huh? Come on, answer the blooming phone. She said 2 minutes. Oh, dear, we're getting a text message now. Hang on, I'll read it back to you. Oh, there she is. There you are, Suko. Is that better?
I can hear you.
There you are. I've got you now.
But why am I getting feedback?
What feedback?
Getting
What feedback is that, Suko?
I hear myself talking.
Oh, I'm not getting that. Shall I try you again?
I guess you should.
Okay.
Oh, this.
Right, we'll try again. Oh dear. This is hopeless. Absolutely hopeless, isn't it? We'll have one more try. We'll see how we go.
Hello?
Hello, Suko. Is that better?
Yes, it's better.
Can you hear yourself now?
No.
That's not a bad thing, being able to hear yourself, you know?
No, in fact, I hate hearing myself.
Oh, I don't. I talk to myself. You know, when I'm not doing this show, I just talk to myself in the house. It's lovely.
Oh, I know. You love to hear yourself talk.
Some people, you know, you can buy those CDs of sounds. I remember you sent me one with tropical birds, didn't you?
Tropical rainforest.
Do you remember? Actually, is that here? Just a minute. Have I got it here? It's either here or in the other room. I might be in the car, actually. Have I got that? Because that was lovely, that was. Let me see, it's here. I'm sure it's here. Aha! There it is. Tropical Jungle, as sent to me by Suko. 1 minute. Listen, we'll have a little listen to this, because we like this. We could have this playing, Suko, while we're having a conversation and pretend we're coming from the forests. Where is it? Where was this recorded? Oh, the lush Amazon rainforest, it says here.
Okay. I've been to the one in Belize. The patient is up.
Oh, there we are. Can you hear that, Suko, or not?
I can. It's very relaxing, isn't it?
It is. We need a little bit more bird noise. Let's just force it on a little bit.
There's the thunder.
Oh, I didn't hear any thunder.
Oh, yeah. There's a rainstorm.
Oh, we like that. Completely different from the sounds from my garden.
Yes.
Yes. Nice, that, Suko. I like that. And I have played that in the car sometimes on the way home.
I love it. It's very relaxing. Sometimes I put it on when I can't fall asleep.
Oh, I thought you listened to my show to assist you to fall asleep.
Well, that works like a charm. But, you can only take so much.
I tell you what, that email you wrote in about the shirt, one of my new shirts, I am wearing that, especially today, just for you while we're doing the show.
The striped one?
Yes. The mauve, green, striped, and it's not as tight now, Suko.
I'm very proud of you.
I'm very proud of myself as well. Hasn't finished yet. Now, you were mentioning an invalid that has got up. What's going on in the Suko household in New York? Please tell me.
Well, the whole Sullivan household is sick.
Oh, my God.
With non-flu, but flu-like symptoms.
Oh, well, I don't know how this technology works, Suko, but I've now covered my mouth with my shirt. Just in case things come through the machines. Oh,
don't worry. I'm wearing a mask. And
thank God for that.
I have a bottle of that hand sanitizer that James sent me a whole case of it.
A whole case of hand? Can't you get it there, then?
No, he knew I'd be talking to you, so he wanted to make sure I was covered.
What are you saying?
I
don't know at all. What are you saying?
You know exactly what I mean.
I think that's a liberty. That's what it is, Suko.
I'm just being cheeky with you.
There's no germs in this house.
No, I know.
Now,
you wouldn't allow it.
Huh?
You would never allow it.
I certainly wouldn't. On the last show, which you won't have heard yet, I was talking about holidays. And the reason you're here today is to tell us about your impending visit to the UK in just, 4 weeks now? Something like that?
Yeah.
4 weeks now?
4 weeks from yesterday.
How exciting. Have you been here before?
I've been there several times. The last time, though, was a long time ago with Jerry.
Yes.
But before that, I was in a ballet troupe, and I traveled all over Europe, and I danced in London several times.
What was the name of the ballet troupe?
The Glevsky Ballet.
Okay.
It's still in existence, but it has different management now.
Suko, you should never have left. There's nothing wrong with your legs, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Like 20 years ago, they were pretty good.
Actually, there's nothing wrong with my legs either, Suko. Do you know I've got very little hair on me? It just never grew. I never grew up, Suko.
Well, I know, and I've actually seen you in a Speedo, and I will say you do have lovely legs.
Oh, that photo, that's a few years. No, hang on a minute. When was that taken? 2004 or 5? One of those two, isn't it? 6,
well, that's
7,
not
8,
too long ago.
Well, it's 5 years ago. I mean, it's all fallen apart, to be honest now, Suko. They're not too bad. They're swimmer's legs, I think. I'm just rubbing my hand up and down them now. And there is no hairs on them at all. Perhaps I could have a competition or something like that, and the winner would be allowed to just drag their little finger up and down the bottom of my leg.
I'll volunteer to do that when I meet with you.
Well, let's face it, you never won the tea bags, did you? Because you missed that show.
No, and I haven't heard. I listened back for a few shows, and I still haven't heard it.
Oh, it's there somewhere.
And I'm not that. I'm never more than a show or two behind.
Never more than a show away from Suko in New York. What have you got planned when you come here? You're coming in beginning of July, isn't it?
We're leaving the night of July 1st, arriving in Manchester the morning of the 2nd, and we will meet with James that evening. We're staying right near where he works.
Oh, so you literally get off the plane and meet James a while later? That's
later in the day, I think.
I always have to have a sleep when I get to a destination. Honestly, it's terrible.
We may take some naps, and then he's meeting us later in the day, so we'll have a few hours to freshen up.
Recuperate.
Jerry said our job is to have his after-work drink ready for him.
What, James is?
James, yeah.
Oh, where will he... What night are you arriving?
We're arriving the morning of the 2nd. So he's coming to see us after work that day because he works right in that area where we're staying. We're staying in an apartment, not in a hotel.
Yes, right. What is that, someone's apartment, or how's that work?
They're apartments you can rent. We're also staying in an apartment in London.
Okay.
In the Chelsea area.
Oh, it's very posh there, Suko. Chelsea.
Well, we're posh.
Oh, do you think so?
I know so. At least I am.
Suko's posh. What road are you staying on, Suko? Do you know in Chelsea?
Do you know the name of the road, Gerard? It's near Sloane Square Station.
Sloane Square. Oh, yes, you're right with it there. You'll be quite near. Do you like visiting churches and that sort of thing?
Come see, come saw. Yeah.
Okay. The church that we used to go to from school is around there. Very famous, the Brompton Oratory.
Oh, yes. I've heard you mention it, and I'll make sure to visit there.
Yeah, it's a lovely place. Not on the same scale as the Vatican, of course, but it's a huge, huge church. And several times a year, the entire school used to walk from Fulham to that church. It was just amazing. It used to take us about a 45-minute walk, 30-minute, 45-minute walk. And the entire 900 pupils used to walk through the streets to this church.
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
So what are you going to do in Manchester? How long are you in Manchester?
We're only there 5 days. And I have to mention that the day after we arrive, James is leaving town.
Where's he going then?
Well, his sister's getting married in Nottingham. And, you know, I truly believe that it was scheduled for August, but when he heard we were coming, he asked her to move the date up.
Well, how inconvenient. Surely, why isn't she moving her wedding for you, dear?
She moved it. So he would be out of town when we were there.
She already moved it. Oh, dear. So what are you
anyway,
what, apart from seeing him, what else is there to do in Manchester?
Well, we still have Madame Mary's, you know.
Right, yes.
Madame Mary's will be with us on Friday. Mm. Saturday we're going to Liverpool.
Okay, what you going? Are you going to see where the Beatles and all that?
Yeah, we're Beatles fans.
Right, yeah.
And Sunday I'm going to the studio.
Oh,
to do the show.
Yes, okay, Tameside, yes.
First time. And I'm going to meet my other friends, Seb, our intern, and Gareth and Fraser from Weekend Wireless, and Mark Andrews, who I've done the show with on the All Hit Jukebox.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to mention these shows?
You mention the shows, but not the name of the station, yeah.
Okay. And then there's Mike Wallbank and Andy Hoyle. Yeah, they're all
little
friends
Andy,
of mine.
bless his heart. He's a diamond, he is, Andy.
Yeah, he's very nice.
Even though he dragged me off that station because they hated me. They hate me, Suko.
You're still on the station.
Yes, at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was put to an out-of-hours job, dear. The graveyard shift. God's sake. 3 o'clock in the morning. Mind you, I am a bit of a night owl, aren't I? You know, I rarely go to bed.
Somebody's got to do it.
I rarely go to bed before sort of 2 or 3 3 or 4 in the morning. Although I do get an earlier night now and again, Suko. Are you an all-night owl or what?
I don't sleep very much.
Oh, really?
I get along on very little sleep. So I'm up early and I go to bed late and I don't sleep half the night.
Oh. So do you lay there in bed awake or do you get up and do things?
No, I lay there listening to either you or myself.
I tell you what, that's one thing I can't do, listen to my own shows. I do try sometimes just to see how it sounds, and I find that very difficult indeed. Strange, isn't it? Have you got a garden, Suko, or yard?
No, we live in a flat, and I have a terrace.
Okay.
I usually put flowers up flowers in boxes on there, but I didn't bother this year since we're going to be away.
Ah, okay. I mean, my garden at the moment is in full bloom. I've got hanging baskets and tomatoes and peppers, corn and peas, all growing this year. And one of the things I like to do I have a night off at the moment. I have Tuesday nights off, and indeed Wednesday I'm at home as well, although I do a live radio show for someone. And on those days, after I finish the show, or maybe 9 or 10 o'clock at night, if I can't be bothered or I can't find anything to do, I like to go out because I've got some lights in the garden as well, which I can switch on or off. I used to have them on all the time at night until I realised how much electricity they were using, so they don't come on there unless I need them. And I put those on, and I do nighttime gardening at 10 o'clock at night, which is just fantastic because it's so quiet out there, and you just go around, pull out a few weeds. Obviously you don't mow the lawn at that time, but things that you can do quietly. Very, very therapeutic, I find.
Yes. My mother was an avid gardener.
Oh, was she?
She found it very therapeutic. That was her hobby. And she had like an English garden. Everyone would stop and admire her yard.
Where did she live?
She lived in Hicksville, which is about 12 miles from east of where we live in Rockville Center on Long Island.
Not too far then.
Yeah, and right on the block behind us, Billy Joel grew up.
Yeah. Oh, yes. One of my favourite tunes is My Life.
Yeah.
La 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 la. There's a lot of piano in that.
Yeah. Well, he's known as the Piano Man. That was his first album, Piano Man.
Okay.
He's great. And actually, we've seen him. And my brother lives in Huntington. His mother's still alive, and she lives there. And he sees his mother all the time.
Huntington in the UK?
No, Huntington, which is further out on the island. Long Island is very long. Okay. That's why it's called. Hence the name.
Well, when I went to New York, I only really went to Manhattan. That's where I stayed in the Chelsea area. Funnily enough, there. And I used to walk to the shops. They used to think I was mad. Where are you going, Chris? I'm just going up to the shops.
Oh, well, you're a man after my own heart. Then.
It was a good one. It was very hot. But I used to walk in the streets in New York. And it seemed to me, it didn't matter whatever time you went walking, there were always lots and lots of people about 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Didn't matter. It's always busy, 24 hours a day there, isn't it? It's known as the city that never sleeps. Yeah, yeah. I mean, some people say that London's like that. It is not at all. There are times you can drive through London and there's no one around. No one around. Really? Jerry's trying to tell me something. What are you trying to tell me, Gerard? Jerry's her husband, okay? Oh, he just told me he called the school to let them know Jade's not coming. I hope that was interesting to everybody, that little tidbit. Well, so she's got the flu, has she? How long has she had that? Or no, flu she doesn't have the flu, but she was tested for the flu. She doesn't have it, thank goodness. Okay. Because we were told that if she did, that she couldn't return to school for 7 days. Well, I don't think I could take that. I was very worried about all this flu. Much to the point, I think I got very worried. And Wayne, not anonymous, Wayne in Reading, wrote to me and said, I think I'm getting it out of all proportion. But what was the strange thing about it was so many people seem to have died in Mexico. And yet elsewhere, there were like, I think one person in the States? No, we've had a few, but, every strain of flu kills people. Yes, most of the people have other underlying health problems that die. And, in Mexico, they don't have the protections we have here. Yeah. They don't have the health regulations. So I think that it hit them harder than it hit us. Do you have a flu injection every year, Suka? I don't, but Jade usually does. My mother always did. I do. It's all free here, Do you have to pay for that? Yeah. How much? Well, not flu. In fact, I used to be, after my dance career, I had another career. I was an
administrator with the Nassau County Health Department. And one of my duties was to coordinate the county's flu program. And we gave the flu to anyone at high risk for free.
You mean you gave the flu injection?
Well, I didn't give the injections.
You just said you gave the flu to people.
Oh, the injection. No, we gave the injections to anyone high risk.
Okay.
So Jerry just made an off-color joke that I won't repeat.
If you wanted the injection, would you have to pay for it?
Now I would, but when I was working, I didn't. But I didn't take it because the one time I did take it, I got the flu from it.
Well, I mean, they say that you can't, don't they? They say with some people you can get a bit of a reaction, like a sore throat or something like that. But they do say that you cannot catch the flu from an injection. And quite often what's happening is that you get the injection and then it takes so long to work, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. But, it's a live virus. It's a live virus that they use for the injection. Mm. So some people do get a reaction. And what it is, it's a mild case of the flu, and it only lasts for a few days. But, Well,
it's better than the big one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's better, but I take me chances.
Not nice, that. Have you ever been ill when you've been away on holiday?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's
horrible.
Got to be the worst.
In fact, when we went to China for that was our second trip to China.
When was this?
When I got Jade, we adopted Jade, I got very sick there because I have a autoimmune problem.
Oh, right, yes.
That it's a chronic thing, but it's in remission. But I guess being away and the stress of the excitement and the stress of what was happening at that time. Do you have
to take drugs for that, Suko?
There's no treatment for it. It's called Epstein-Barr. It's like mononucleosis.
Well, I don't know what that is.
And my glands were swollen. I look like a squirrel. It was horrible.
I think you look like one anyway, Suko.
Well, I do.
So what is it? What does that medical condition? What's happening there with that? How does that not? How is that not good for you? What's it not doing, or what is it doing?
Well, the worst thing is,
if you want to tell us, you don't have to tell us, of course, if you don't want to.
It makes you chronically fatigued.
Right. Okay.
And your glands are swollen. The only treatment is rest. Yes. But I came home and I had a new child. I had a 2-year-old I had to take care of, so I didn't get much rest. I mean, my mother was able to help me at that time.
Yeah.
But in a limited capacity. And Jerry's a great dad, But I wanted to enjoy my new baby,
Yeah.
So I didn't get too much rest, but it went away eventually, and I haven't had anything since.
Little children keep you up all night long, don't they?
Well, yeah, you'd rather be sick than see them sick.
Yeah. When was it you last went to China?
We took Jade back in 2004.
Yes.
We went back to her orphanage, and we spent the day with at the orphanage with the same director, and her caregiver were still there.
Right, okay.
So it was quite a moving experience. It was beautiful.
Oh, is there much difference now in China to... you didn't grow up there, did you?
No, I'm not Chinese.
You're not Chinese. The difference between China and where you are now, what really sticks out? And not necessarily the political stuff, kind of when you're walking around the streets of China to where you're walking around the streets of New York, much difference?
Quite a bit of difference. And each time I've been there, it's changed. I've been to Beijing 3 times, and each time I've been there, I see the progress. The first time we were there, it was all bikes, no cars, but still a lot of pollution.
Yes.
In fact, when you arrive in Beijing, there's an odor from pollution.
Oh, really?
that if you blindfolded me and flew me there and didn't tell me, I would know I was in Beijing.
You would know you were there straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The next time we were there, when the time we went to get Jade, it was a lot more cars, but still a lot of people on bikes, and it's really amazing. There's so many bikes, and they have these bike parks, and every single bike looks the same, and I have no idea how they find their bikes. But the cutest thing is when it rains, and they wear those plastic ponchos in every color, and you see, I have this on pictures and on tape, people riding on bikes in every color of the rainbow poncho.
That's how I sort of remember seeing China on the television over the years. Just masses of push bikes everywhere. And of course, a fantastic way to get around, really. Certainly where I live here, the car never comes out during the daytime. You know, I'm always cycling into the shops or down to the bank or up to the swimming pool or wherever I'm going. I've always got the bike. Have you got a bike?
I do, but that's only because you don't want to spend the money for the gas.
That is not true. It's all part of my keep fit health regime.
Right.
One thing I didn't see in New York was many bikes.
Not in New York City because there's just too much traffic. But anyway, the third trip, the last time we went with Jade in Beijing, we stayed in a very posh area of Beijing because we stayed with friends who... my friend Daniel was a diplomat in Beijing. We stayed in a beautiful area. It was all cars. Everybody had a cell phone. And in fact, when we traveled south, we went to Nanjing because that was the closest big city to Jade's orphanage.
Yeah, that's
which I won't mention because I really don't want to.
Have you moved that microphone again? Because you're getting terrible noise again with your.
No,
breath.
You know what? That's from pop-ups. I get those noises from AOL pop-ups.
No. It's like that all the time.
Yeah, no, that's from that. It's very annoying. I get babies crying, a door slamming, all these crazy noises, and none of our other computers have it.
Is this the one that you use when you speak to James?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But that doesn't use it happens infrequently. I'm sorry that it's happening now.
Oh, well, never mind. Well put up
never
with
mind.
It. Well put up
anyway,
with it.
So when we travel, and then we went to Shanghai, and I have to say that everyone was using cell phones, texting, and dressed beautifully.
So it's all come along quite a long way, really, isn't it?
Yeah, quite a long way. And
do you have McDonald's and all that there?
Oh, sure.
Right, okay.
Oh, sure. And Starbucks. And in fact, the third trip, there was a Starbucks in the Forbidden City. We were flabbergasted.
Wow.
We weren't too happy about that.
You don't go to Starbucks. They charge an arm and a leg for a cup of tea. It's like £1.80, £2 for a large cup of tea.
Right, but when you're traveling and you see these familiar places,
I know,
nice,
yeah, that's true. That's very, very true. When I've been abroad, and I'm funny with foreign food and that, and I will look for I don't eat McDonald's much here in the UK at all, but if I go abroad, I know, you can walk in there and you know exactly what you're going to get.
Right, and it's comforting. It's comfort food.
Well, it is,
and we don't eat much. Well, I don't eat much McDonald's, and Jade doesn't like it too much. Jerry likes McDonald's, but it was a welcome sight, and it tasted delicious after all that broccoli and chicken and tofu and what was it? River bass.
River what? River bass. Yes. Which
I'm not a fish eater, so just the sight of that would turn my stomach. But I enjoyed McDonald's. Wherever you go, there's a McDonald's.
Last time I was in Australia, I tried a bit of crocodile.
I can't believe you tried that.
I tried a bit of crocodile, and it was a bit. It tasted a bit very salty. Very, very salty. But mind you, that might have been the way they were cooking it. And very chewy as well. Horrible things, crocodiles. Evil.
It didn't taste like chicken?
No, I don't think it tasted like chicken at all. Everyone says that. When they try something new, they say, oh, it tastes like chicken. They always say that, don't they?
Oh, I drank blood in a Belize rainforest and it tasted like chicken.
You drank what?
Blood.
Blood? You drank blood?
In a Belize rainforest.
The blood of what?
I think it was a crocodile.
Oh my God! What on earth possessed you to drink something? You're a vampire, aren't you?
Chris, I just made that whole thing up.
No, I don't believe you. You wouldn't have said that. Oh my God, Suko, she's a bloody vampire.
But what I did do, and this is unbelievable, I blew Jerry's mind. I went on a zip line over the rainforest.
Oh, they're scary, they are.
You know
I know what they are, yeah, the bit of wire that goes across.
I would do it in a minute again. It was so exhilarating, and they made you feel so comfortable. And actually, you were attached twice to two different cables. So if one snapped, the other was there.
Well, I'm sure that makes me feel safer.
And you went from tree to tree. The first one was like 100 feet. It would grow.
Yeah.
From treetop to treetop.
Good God.
Anyway, so that was exciting. And then the following year, we went swimming with dolphins. I know you don't like that idea, but
I do like that idea.
It was wonderful. That was one of the best experiences of my life.
And where was that, Suko?
That was in Miami.
Miami.
We were supposed to do it when we went to Belize. We were on a cruise. We were supposed to go to Costa Maya in Mexico, and we had paid to do it. And there was a problem docking in that harbor, so it was too rough. So they turned the ship around.
Oh, you've been on a cruise then?
Yeah, we're on a Western Caribbean cruise.
When was that?
Jerry's talking to me.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Carry on. Don't worry about me sitting here.
I think Jerry might have a few things to say.
Yes, okay.
Would you like to talk to him?
Yes, go on.
Here.
This is Jerry, Suko's husband, coming
the headphones.
Good morning, Chris.
Hello, Jerry. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
So you've been on a cruise, have you?
We've actually been on two.
Okay. How long ago was that?
The one we went down to the Western Caribbean was about 3 years ago.
How fantastic. What countries did you visit there, Jerry?
We saw the Grand Cayman Islands.
Oh, I've been there. Yep, beautiful. Isn't it clean?
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's so clean. There's just nothing on the floor.
Yeah, it's like somebody comes out in the middle of the night and cleans everything.
That's right. Absolutely spotless. Yeah, where else you been?
We were at Belize. That was our next port of call.
Right.
That's where we went out and we did the roping out in the the rainforest from tree to tree.
Yeah.
After that, we went to Cozumel.
Oh, I don't know where that is.
We went out to see the Mayan ruins. The Mayan ruins, the Mayan temples.
No, don't know what they are. No.
Oh. Well, we went out, and it was about 98 degrees, and we're dying. Yeah. And he goes, oh, this is nothing. In the summer, it gets to be 130.
Yeah. I mean, on the times I've been to Australia, when I've gone to the north of the country, in Cairns, I've always gone in what is their autumn. And believe me, it's hot. And they say to you, you really don't want to be here in the summer. It's just unbearable. It's so hot there in the summer. But tell me about these ruins. Where did you say that was again?
That was in Cozumel. Cozumel, Mexico.
Okay, Mexico. Okay, right, yeah.
And they were nice. They look like a square temple. Yes. Not a square temple, a square pyramid.
Right, okay, yeah.
With the Egyptian pyramids come up to a point. This wasn't. This was a flatter top.
Yeah. Well,
and it's kind of amazing, see something this ancient.
When you see these massive construction projects, funnily enough, I was watching the television last night, and there was this thing on, what was it to do with Egypt? Oh, it was Obama. Obama is visiting Egypt, isn't he?
I'm not sure.
Yes. Well, he's in Egypt, and they were doing some filming there of him meeting people and that. And I always knew that these pyramids and the Sphinx, of course, are large structures. But when he stood there in front of it, I don't think I ever realised how big these things actually are. And the pyramids, I believe, were built to very, very tight, stringent measurements. And it just amazes me how those people years ago managed to build these things, and yet today everything's out by a few millimetres.
Oh, yes. They said today they couldn't reproduce it.
Yeah.
They could not build it to those exact standards today.
Exact standards, exact specifications. I just don't know how they did it. And it does make you wonder, was it those people that actually did it, or did someone come down from another planet and do it?
Well, there's a lot of speculation on a few of those things. Stonehenge is also part of the speculation.
Yes.
How did they get those stones in that area when they're foreign to that area?
I know. I mean, these things were massive bits of stonework.
And exactly, and there's no quarry nearby.
No.
It came from a far distance. And speculation has been brought up as to whether at one point in our history man knew how to do levitation.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, you see people doing that on the telly. I don't know if that works or not. I remember doing something like that at school, I think, and someone, like, a couple of people, like, pushed down on your head for so long, and then, quite hard down on your head, and then after a few minutes they take their hands off, you close your eyes and it feels like you're floating.
Right, well, them pushing down on your head for a long time explains a lot now.
Yeah.
I'm only teasing you. Well, what do they say we use? 10% of our brain?
Yeah, something like that.
And maybe somebody like Einstein can use 14 or 15% of their brain.
And look at the guy in the wheelchair. How clever's he?
Oh, my God. One of the most brilliant people we have on the planet.
What's his name again?
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking's fantastic. So much knowledge. So much knowledge in that brain. And, when people are talking about certain disabilities, for example, autism, people who are autistic are extremely clever. Very, very clever people. And for some reason, they cannot communicate as easily as we can. And it's almost as if, like, there's people have got various different talents here, there, and everywhere. And because you've got that talent, whatever is the power above takes something else away from you.
Right. I mean, there are some people that fall into the category of a savant, where they're a genius in one particular aspect. Yeah. Either Beethoven might have been a savant in music.
And he was deaf.
Einstein, a savant in physics.
Yeah.
But then again, Einstein didn't have much common sense.
No, and Beethoven was deaf.
Right. So you're right. It's very interesting, I think, what the brain can do.
Yeah. And
that we know so little about it. And my God, I can imagine what would occur if we could actually use 100% of our brain.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, I do believe in telepathy and all that business. And these people who do supernatural stuff, like we had Voodoo Mick on a couple of shows ago, and he was doing tarot cards. Don't know if you've heard that show at all, have you?
No, but I'm sure Sue has.
Yeah.
Suko has.
Well, he did 3 people's tarot cards and mine as well. And none of us said that he got anything wrong. He is so spot on. Absolutely spot on. It's frightening sometimes. He's actually read my cards 3 times now. And it's something that they can see that we can't. And
now, do you have him read the card before you go out and buy your lottery ticket?
No.
You see, that's a secret, Chris. You have to have him read it before you go buy your lottery ticket.
One of the things you're not supposed to do is test the cards, are you? it's like we often hear of people who die, and you either believe in the spirits or you don't, but you mustn't test them. For example, if I was on my way now, you mustn't say to me, "Can you do me a favour and give me some sort of sign so I know you've got there?" You're not allowed to do that. You either believe or you don't. You're not allowed to test all these spirits and things.
Well, that makes it easier for the person giving the information. They never have to worry about the fact that you're going to go out and try and prove them wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
I wish my job was like that.
What do you do, Jerry, as people are listening? If you want to say, you don't have to say.
Well, currently I'm actually in between careers. I retired the end of last year after 35 years as a deputy sheriff in Nassau County.
You must have seen some. That must be a hard job.
In a way, yes, it is. It's hard and it's also rewarding at the same time. The hard part is that you walk the line of society that you see the dark side.
Yes.
You know, the side that most people don't want to see or most people don't see.
Yeah.
The rewarding part is that you know you've made the neighborhood, the society, a lot safer by taking some of these people off the street.
Yeah, well, I think the whole world knows how much safer New York is now. I was there last time, I think 2000 was the last time I was there, and I felt completely safe on the subway. I felt completely safe on there, no problem at all.
It's gotten much better. I mean, at one point, you know, like anything else, it depends on how much money you have to put in for your police, you know, and your security. And New York is pretty good.
What about the Bronx? Is that better now?
Pardon me?
The Bronx, is that better now?
The Bronx is better now.
Right.
But out of the 5 areas of New York, it's still probably considered the 5th.
Okay.
But it's being renovated. People are now speculating and buying property in there.
Wow.
The burnt out buildings, they are building them, tearing them down, and rebuilding new buildings.
Wow.
You only have so much land.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
And everything is secular. And in time, you know, that neighborhood will come back too, as it slowly is now.
Are your house prices going up there now, or are they still going down, or have they sort of plateaued out?
They've kind of plateaued for a bit. They've gone down, and they've stayed at that level. They haven't gone back up. But it was right for them to come down. Yeah. They were overly overly appraised.
Absolutely,
where they should have never been worth that much money to begin with.
I agree. I mean, here in the UK, they were just going mad. And indeed, I own a little bit of property around the area I live. They have all come down, but they haven't gone down so much as to go down the level I paid for them, because I've had these places like 8 years now. So I'm, fairly big way to drop. So, but they have come down a little bit, but they are starting to edge up just a little bit now. And I suppose at some point they will start shooting up again and we'll go through the whole process again. But if they would just go up a little bit at a time, then we wouldn't have that problem. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. You and I have seen this boom and bust how many times now?
Well, I've seen it at least 3 times, the 70s, the 80s, and now.
That's right. And it just happens, doesn't it? It happens on this continuing cycle, and I don't think there's much we can do about it. I certainly didn't agree with the UK government borrowing billions and billions of pounds to try and hold it all up. I personally feel that we should have just let it run its course, because now the children now are going to have to pay for the borrowing that we've done for years.
But that's actually a very interesting topic, because I had just seen a documentary/talk show on the subject of the 1929 Depression as opposed to the 2008.
Right.
And what they learned from the 1929 was that the government did nothing. The government said, you know what, Wall Street will balance itself out. Let's sit back. We won't do anything. And they were wrong. And that's why in 2008, when it happened, the government jumped in so fast. And if you notice, we're already slowly starting to come back.
Yes.
Now GM just went bankrupt.
Yes.
So now Americans are part owners of GM. But GM is still there.
Yeah.
In 1929, GM wouldn't have been there. They would have been gone. So what they did learn was, sometimes even though we're going to pay for it in the future, you have to stop the slide today. They kind of learned that from the crash of 29.
Yeah, I didn't know what happened in 29. That was sort of
what happened was
looking at that, it makes me think differently. You know, the fact that they have at least tried something this time, and you're quite right. It does seem now slowly to be coming back, and it'll be a while, but it'll start going back up again, won't it?
Yes, it will, because people don't realize economies run on confidence.
Yeah.
You know, you can produce all the products you want in the world, you can ship all the products, but if people aren't confident in spending money, the whole economy of the world is going to go down.
That's right, yeah.
And that's what we lost. We lost the confidence that we had. And that's what's slowly coming back.
Confidence is a big thing. Jerry, we've run out of time there now. It's going to have to go.
Would you like to say, Sue?
I would like to.
Say goodbye
yes.
to Suko real quick.
Thanks very much for talking to me, Jerry. Very much looking forward to seeing you, sir.
You too, Chris.
Okay,
Here she is.
Quickly put Suko on there.
Well, that's so.
All right,
Jerry.
Suko, time to go. You've got 10 seconds.
Goodbye. I can't wait to see you. Can I just say a quick hello to Maddie in Tasmania? He's my best friend in all of Australia.
There you go. All right, Matty. Thanks very much, Suko. Lots of love to Jade. Hope she gets better soon. And thanks for coming on the show, all right?
Thank you.
There we are, boys and girls. That's it for the show today. Don't forget the email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. See you on the next show. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.